Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. It's Thursday, it's the 9th of December. We have a few new mods on Farming Simulator 22, a little bit more manageable than yesterday's 20, which took quite a while. But anyway, we'll get straight into it. Here we have got both of these mods on this tractor are made by Rick Black Labele TWD Modding. We've got the Duevelsdorf Balefork, and on the back we've got the Selfmade 800 kilogram weight. Although I suppose as it's nearly up to Christmas, it could be an elf-made 800 kilogram weight. You're welcome. I'm here all week. So the Balefork is 0.77 megabytes download and 2 slots on console. The weight is 0.78 megabytes download and it's 1 slot on console. We'll have a look at the options on them both. I mean, they don't do anything other than obviously the Balefork picks up bales and the weight keeps it weighed down. There's not really much else on those, to show. But we'll have a look under weights. Right at the very end, we've got the 800 kilogram weight, self-made, slots 1 anyway, stays at 1. There's no colour options available. You get it as it is. Does exactly what it says on the tin. The Balefork you'll find under front loader tools. Right at the very end, there we go, the Duevelsdorf. 1.8 metre, 780 to buy. No colour options at all on that. You get it as it is, and it will pick up your bales. That's it for those, both by Rick Black Labele TWD Modding. I'm freaking out. My mind's thinking this is too easy, or if I missed something. Like I say, after yesterday. Next, we have got the Farmhouse. This is by Rajot GPLAY. This is 2.15 megabytes download, 9 slots on console. It's 120 grand to buy. Obviously, that price can fluctuate depending on the land. The flatter it is, the more, or the closer to 120,000 it'd be. If it needs to do any landscaping to place it, nicely made, nicely detailed, not a bad size. Unfortunately, you can't go inside the building. The trigger is up here, same as the standard in-game triggers. You set the time you want to wake up from any time of the day, doesn't matter when it is, from 5 AM right the way through to 9 AM, and then when you click on it, it scrolls right the way through until that time in the morning. I do like these things, I think, like the Giants did. Having these little things just inside the window that make it look like the rooms go off into the distance. It's very clever. Under build mode, under buildings, go right the way along. No, up one. There we go to farmhouses on the end there. Then we go down. That's the standard in-game one. The one next to it, farmhouse, 120,000. Slot count will come down from 9 to 1, but you can only place 1 per map unless you're on multiplayer, obviously, and you can have multiple farms. But obviously, if you're playing single player, you can only place 1 anyway. It won't let me place it, but there you go. L1, R1 to rotate, and then place wherever you want. The Farmhouse by Rajot GPLAY. Moving on from there, we have got these. This is the Kotte, I would say Kotte Garant pack by VertexDezign, 35.46 megabytes to download. There are 2 in this pack. There are 7 slots each. We've got a 16,000 litre and we've got a 20,000 litre slurry or digestate spreader. There are a few different options on these. They do look really nice as well, nicely made. We have got a 30-metre boom. We have got a gooseneck spreader. And there's also a 3-point link option, because obviously there are different attachments you can put on the back of a lot of these tankers as well. So it gives you the option to be able to do pretty much anything with them. What I do like as well, you might, if you haven't done any slurry spreading or digestate spreading in game and used these yet, what is brilliant about them, and probably why I'm thinking about the thumbnail, superseders and spreaders, is the double application option on these. So if you haven't used them, have a look, because they're not just this mod, but just in general across the slurry spreaders. But they do look very nice, both of these. Really, I mean, incredibly well detailed, aren't they? VertexDezign mods. always corkers. So you'll find these under, where is it? Slurry tanks, right at the very end. We have got the 16,000 litre one there, the Garant PT 16,000, 66 grand. It says it will spread out to 30 metres. We'll get onto that in just a moment. 150 horsepower requirement, weighs 7.6 tonnes. That would be unladen, because obviously when you start putting your slurry and digest in, it will spread at 10 miles per hour. Options available. We can have the gooseneck on the back. As far as I can tell by the test I've done, I think the gooseneck spreads at 15 metres. So we have gooseneck distributor. You can have the 30-metre boom distributor, which spreads out to 30 metres, and then the 3-point hydraulic on the back, like I say, so you can put attachments on from other different mods. I mean, there are loads in there, but we'll have a quick look. We have got the option of Trelleborg, BKT, Vredestein, Michelin, Mitres, and back again. All of them, apart from Mitres, have a standard and a wide. So if I go to the Trelleborg and down, we've got a standard and a wide. All of them have a standard and a wide option, apart from the Mitres, just as a standard. Then we've got the option to change the main colour. We've got a dark green, black, or the silver, rim colour, silver, black, or red. Then license plate option is available. Someone asked me the other day to show the license plates and how they work. How the license plates work would be a separate video, more like a kind of guide to showing you how-to video rather than within the mod reviews. Still on console, they're not working properly. I'll show you just very quickly. We've got the Type 1 and we've got the Type 2. Come on, there we go. Type 2. If we go to the Type 2, it shows all letters on there, which is fine. It won't let you go to the numbers, and someone says, yeah, but that one is designed to only have letters on it, which is fine, but it won't let you go to the other options. You've got the question mark, exclamation mark, dash, those kinds of things. It won't let you access any of those either. And then if you go to Type 1, that is a mixture of letters and numbers. It lets you go to the... It's gone again. Yeah, there we go, we're back. I've tried all different things, but a lot of people have said you need to plug in a keyboard, a keypad. If you plug in a keyboard or a keypad or the chat pads that go with controllers, then you can get it to work. So potentially, I've got one ordered. We'll have a look at that when I get a chance to use it, because I'm obviously away from home at the moment. And then if we go to the Garant PT 20,000, 88 grand. Runs at the same speed, requires 200 horsepower to run this one. This is 9.6 tonnes. Same options, gooseneck, 30-metre boom, 3-point hydraulic. All the other options are exactly the same, it's just a larger capacity. So what we'll do, I'll show you what I mean. If we do, actually we'll start with this one. We do have the option under L1 and right stick up and down to move that pipe. So if you want to go for more realistic, if you're taking out of a tank or something on the floor, a grate, and you're filling up, you might want to go for a kind of added realism. So what we'll do is open the boom. Now the boom isn't 30 metres, but on the end of the boom, on each end you've got a nozzle. Those nozzles are what spread the digestate or slurry. In this case we've got digestate. Now if I turn that off and we look at the map, you'll see we've got blue. Like I say, you might have already tried these. If you tried these, you're going to know this already. But if I press L1, it says activate double application rate. If you press that and go again, it uses more. It goes a little bit slower, but you can do 2 applications in one go. So you can get your double fertilizing done in one pass. Like I say, it is going to use more digestate or slurry, obviously, but if you've got a surplus of it, if you've been doing a load of biogas work or you've just gone to buy it because you think it's a cheaper option, you can get 2 applications done in one pass. I think that's fantastic. So let's turn that off. No, off. There we go. Fold that up. Does have a beacon or beacons. One at the front as well. Oh, just the one at the back. But like I say, I'll show you the other one, because the other one I've got the gooseneck on. Drop that off there. And the gooseneck spreads, I'm sure it's 15. It looks about half the width. I could measure it, and I'm using the coordinates. If you put the map on bottom left corner, and you can kind of pace it out and do the coordinates. Oh, we do also have the option under R1 to raise and lower the attachment point, so we can get the tanker sat level. So you can, whatever you're towing with, you can raise and lower that to get it to a point where it's sitting how you want it to be sitting, as level as possible really, so all the weight's on both axles rather than just one. We'll stick this out in front. I think I've got some single application, yeah. Has the same option with the pipe as well at the front, if you want to go for that too. What we'll do from here, turn this on and you'll see more of a standard application, but it is about half the width. Should take into account the bits either side, so I would say about 15 metres. Now I did say about all the attachments didn't go on the back and then I didn't show them. Apologies for that, let's just hop out. If we go back to our slurry tanks, a lot of these things here, like the Spider, where are we? And these, the Bomek and the Zunhammer attachments, they attach to a 3-point link. So a lot of these will have them. So on those options on the end, where you could have it on the boom, the gooseneck, or the 3-point link, these things are what attach to the 3-point link. And I know I'm teaching Granite Suck Eggs if you've been playing the game for a long time, but if you're new to the game, you might not have used them, you might not know what that means, or have ever attached anything to them, but that's what you can do. So that's the Kotte Garant pack by VertexDezign. Moving on to the Super Seeders. This is the Seeding Options by FS22 mods. 0.11 megabytes to download. I've got 2 of these seeders and I've got 2 of these planters. I've left this one like that because I want to show you unfolding again. If you haven't used one of these yet, it looks fantastic. I love it, so I'll show you that. They do look the same, but there is quite a difference. The standard in-game one of these has a capacity of 4,000 litres, but it is split between seed and fertiliser. Now, if you don't want to fertilise at the same time, you might have, again, like we were talking about the digestate and slurry, if you've got a surplus of slurry or digestate, or you want to do muck spreading, or you want to do fertilising separately, or however you want to go about it, what you then find is you've got a big chunk of that tank you can't use because it would be what the fertiliser goes in. So the seed options pack, or at least part of the seed options pack, it's taken a few of the standard in-game seeders and planters and made them so you can have the whole tank as just seed. So if you don't want to fertilise at the same time, you can have it all seed, which utilises the maximum. You can switch that on and off on some of them, not all of them, because in the case of this planter, the standard one, only takes seed anyway. But there are some other added benefits to this seeding options. I'm going to read it from the website because I don't want to get it wrong. It said this mod allows you to convert the fertilizer tanks of seeders, which have optional fertilization, to seed tanks in the workshop. We'll show you that. If a lot of slurry or manure is available for fertilization, you don't have to spend too much expensive mineral fertilizer. As a result of this conversion, the area performance of these machines increases due to more seed stocks. Well, if you've got more seed in there, you can cover more ground, obviously, because normally you would run out of seed and have to refill. So yeah, you'll be able to do more of the field. You'll still have to put more seed in. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to do, it doesn't make them more efficient. You should just be able to cover more ground because it's all full of seed instead. It does say, at the same time, reducing diesel consumption of the tractor. But you have to deactivate in the menu options the helper buying fertilizer. So you don't want your helper to be buying fertilizer as you go, otherwise the option won't work properly. Also it says, furthermore, all seeders and planters in this pack can now also be used for sowing without prior soil work. Since the trend continues towards the lowest possible tillage, we have been able to observe Vaderstat tempo machines performing direct sowing. So they've decided to equip a large selection of seeders and planters with the game from the game with direct sowing. So what that basically means is they have made them direct drills. So a lot of the seeders and planters that would need to have cultivating or ploughing done first before they can seed now can direct drill. So as you can see here, the field has just been harvested, nothing's been done to it. It means I can seed straight into it with a lot of the ones from the base game, which before you couldn't. I know it's a lot to kind of take in. Let's show you what I mean. This is the standard one. Now, as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but bottom right, that says, I think it says 1,600 litres, doesn't it? So of the 4,000 litre tank, on the standard one, 1,600 litres is seed. If I turn it on and drop it down, sorry for the pause, my mind went blank and I've just worked out how I'd set these up and what I was supposed to be showing with each one. This one, the Pertinger, I should say it properly, the Pertinger Terrasem is a direct drill anyway. The point with the first two was to show you that on one that is split, that will hold 1,600 litres of seed. If you get this one, it's full 4,000 litres. That's what I was going to show, because both of these, obviously, without the mod, it's a direct drill anyway. With the mod, it gives you direct drill, so that wasn't what I was showing with these two. But I'll click onto that one and you'll see that's got 4,000 litres in it full, rather than split between fertiliser and seed. The next one, the planters, is what's going to highlight the difference between one that won't direct drill and one that will. I hope this is making sense. What we'll do, actually, before I move those over, let's have a look in the mod hub and see what we're talking about. It hasn't done all of them, and the weird thing is there's a mix, because, for example, that one there, the Nordsten, only does seed anyway, but it's not a direct drill. If you look up the top there, it doesn't say it gives you the option to direct drill. So there's a few from the base models, and these are all the base models. As you can see there, the Terrasem says up there, this seeder offers the possibility to seed directly. However, this one does seed and fertiliser. So you've got a mix of ones that don't direct drill and ones that do seed and fertiliser. We go across and we get onto the modded versions. It says seeding options mod. That one now will direct drill. That one, it does say seed and fertiliser on it at Terrasem, but when we click on that, we have the option to have fertilisation active or inactive. Now, obviously, if you bought one of those and you might decide, actually, you know what, I do want to fertilise with it, just take it into your workshop, your toolbox, wherever you want to take it, put it on fertilisation active, and you can run it like a normal seeder if you want to. That's entirely up to you. But if you turn it to fertilisation inactive, that then makes the entire tank 4,000 litres seed. So you'll see all the ones we've got in here that are all under that mod, under seeders. The Espro 6000, the Solitaire 12, the Amazon Citan 1500, sorry, 1501. And then if we go to planters, which is right next door, same thing again. Some of these, normally planters aren't direct drills, but there are a few as we get further along. But you've got some that seed and fertilise. If we go a bit further on till we get to the modded ones, there we go. So we've got the Agramash Falcon, we've got the Amazon Presea, the Maxima 3 Till, the Lemcan Azurit 9. We've got the tank as well on the front, because that can switch between. If we go to one like, for example, this one, the Government Optima R5, same thing with that, fertilisation active or inactive. If it's inactive, the full tank capacity will be seed, and I think goes all the way up to, all the way up to the John Deere 1775 NT. I've gone for the Kinsey 3665 Blue Drive. Now, interestingly, I don't know why some have been picked and others haven't. That one only does seed anyway, but the standard version doesn't direct drill. The modded one does. The 4905 Blue Drive hasn't been put into the mods, into that mod section, but the 3665 Blue Drive has. So as you can see, the standard one there doesn't have the option to direct drill, but the modded version does. So it kind of throws it all into the mix there. It gives you options either way. You know, if you want to have the option to seed and fertilise, but you want to be able to switch that off, then go for one of the modded versions. You know, it just kind of makes more sense, really. So what we'll do is, I'm not going to go into all the specs of each of the seeders, because obviously they're the standard in-game ones. They've just been switched over. So what I was going to show with this one, the initial intention, before I pulled away and suddenly forgot and thought, hang on a minute, why is that direct drilling? Is that one you can now see the entire tank is 4,000 litres rather than the 1,600 that the standard in-game one does. Right, let's move over to the Kinsey ones. So these are the planters, not the seeders. And like I say, I wanted to show this one opening because I just think it's fantastic. Now, you might have used these already, in which case you'll know, but something completely different to anything we had on FS19. How cool is that? Brilliant. Now, as I said, this one, the standard one, is all seed anyway, and it's 3,876 litres. If I turn it on now and drop it down, I'm having one of those days. I don't understand this. All I can think now is I've put something the wrong way around, because that shouldn't be seeding. .3665 blue drive. Standard there does not say it's a direct drill, does it? No. Have I put these on the wrong way around? But if you go for the modded one, it says, additionally, this seeder offers the possibility to seed directly. So why is that seeding directly? Unless, of course, I put them the wrong way around. Which, of course, is highly possible. If this one direct drills as well now, I'm just going to quit. I think I'll just stop now and we'll go and have a lie down. What is happening? This doesn't make any sense at all. One of these should not be seeding because it's not a direct drill. I'm cutting in at this point because I was not happy with that result. I have already finished the video, but I've come back in to add this bit in. I don't know what is happening with this. This doesn't make any sense. So I thought I better check just to see. I was worried that it was a glitch and that if you bought a duplicate, one that was standard and one that had the mod on, it would all act like this. So I've got the Lemken Solitaire 12. That's the standard in-game one, and that's the one that has the mod. This one doesn't direct drill. This one should. Now, I bought this out and tested it, and it didn't, which was brilliant. So I bought this one out and thought, okay, once I've got this, if this now direct drills, there's got to be a glitch somewhere. I don't think there is. This should prove the point I was making. So this is the standard in-game Lemken Solitaire 12. Turn it on. We'll drop it down. We'll drive forward. And as you can see, it won't seed because the seed bed hasn't been prepared. It's not a direct drill, therefore it won't work. If we use the modded version from TF2020 mods, turn it on, drive forward, as you can see, they look the same, but this one is direct drilling. Like I said, I'm not quite sure what's happened with that one. With the Kinsey, I double checked as well, they are different, and that one doesn't say it's supposed to direct drill, but it seems to be. Anyway, back to the other MrSealyp. The mod itself stands in that, as you've seen with this one especially, if you want your whole tank to be seed only, great. On some of the seeders and planters that don't offer the possibility to direct drill, it gives you the possibility to direct drill, which is what I was supposed to be showing you. I don't know what's happened there. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm sure somebody in the comments will have a perfectly rational explanation for why that's working when it should be. But there'll be something I've done. I'm sure there will be. But anyway, that's the seeding options mod by TF2020 mods. And that's it for the mods for today. I hope you found this useful. I don't know how you would have done, but I hope you found this useful in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, but be nice. Whatever you should do. If you want to share this video, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.